Hey guys, we are talking today about participation. And this is a very vital part of joining in a prayer time, an encounter night, a Jesus hour. And I just want you to know that when you come in to participate as a part of what's happening in the room, you are also bringing something because you are coming ready and expectant to meet with the living God. And so one of the things that I have found so often is people can say like, oh, it seems like I can walk in the room and the leaders are going to lead me. And that's true. Like the people who are on the stage, their desire and their goal is to look at Jesus. And with them looking at Jesus, hopefully they're going to lead you to looking at him as well. But there's a way that we can open our hearts and posture our own hearts with a readiness to meet with God. So every time I come into a setting, whether I'm leading or not, I want to come in knowing one thing: I'm there to meet with God. I'm not going to do my own thing. I'm not going to come in to just sit back in the corner and watch people worship God. Instead, I'm going to choose to jump in with what's happening in the room. And so when a worship leader is leading, they have the spiritual authority in the room. And when they ask me to raise my hands, I'm going to do it. I'm going to raise my hands because there's something about what they're inviting me into that I have the opportunity to engage with. Another thing is that we are all called to worship. We're all called to it. Whether you have an amazing voice or not, it doesn't really matter. God is after our hearts. He's after our songs. And so when you're in a setting and worship is taking place, like give your whole heart to him in your worship and don't hold back. The Bible talks about how we all come together with songs and hymns. And when we do that, when we allow ourselves to engage with one another, even if you're just in the room, you never know. Like there might be a moment where you're, as a participant of the room, also engaging in what the Lord is revealing, and he might reveal it through you. You just have no idea. That's happened to me a couple times where I'm just singing, worshiping the Lord because I am engaging my heart in the revelation that's being released. And as that happens, it's like I have a new song in my heart and I just start singing it. And all of a sudden it's like someone else picks up that same song and melody, or the person who's actually leading from the stage starts singing it as well. And that doesn't always happen. And that's not the norm. But what's amazing is when we come in as active participants and not just participants sitting by, we have the opportunity to also bring what God is doing in our hearts into the whole encounter with him. And then another thing that is really important to remember is leaders are leading you to see Jesus. So if someone is sitting on the piano playing and they're going after it with a certain revelation or song, your heart in this moment is to participate in engaging with what is being sung, and even asking yourself the question of like, am I seeing what they're seeing? Am I looking at Jesus? Is my heart getting touched the same way that they are? And asking the Lord to reveal that to you if you don't have that. And sometimes he might even bring up something where there's, a place in your heart where that revelation doesn't really settle, or it hasn't hit in your heart. And so you're like, okay, what is off here? Or Lord, what do I need to repent of? Or what needs to be cleared out of my view so that I can see you rightly, or see you in the same way that someone else is. And I think that that's a beautiful thing that we can always do. And one last thing I have for you guys today is, oftentimes people want to be leaders and they want to be on the stage and they want to be the ones who are leading from the drums or the prayer leaders. But guys, it doesn't matter who you are in the room. We all have to be participants of what God's doing when he comes in. And so whether you're leading from the front or whether you're in the back watching, it's this active engagement that we're all called to. And so when you're a leader and you lead often, don't forget to be a participant when you come into the room, because your participation in that room really matters, because it's a unified encounter that we want to have together. So anyone who's represented in the room, like, we all want to be unified in the Spirit with one another, going after the heart of God and encountering him. So hopefully you'll be jumping in and participating with us at the next Jesus Hour or Encounter Night.